Hello everybody, how you're doing? So our question today is, were you a born-in Jehovah's Witness? Marty's listening. You tell me. Let's get into it. So we're going to get into the desktop for this one. Straight into maps. Because I'm going to tell you a little something about myself that you might not know. I went out to Australia twice. First of all, we went out as POMs, what we call on the assisted passage, back in the 60s. So it was 65 the first time we went to Australia. And we had a bit of a stint in a place called Green Valley. And then we made a return to England in the 70s. But then we went out to Australia for a second time. And I think really why we went out to Australia the second time was we just got the itch again to be where the sun was and to experience what a beautiful place it is. So when we went out for the second time, we stayed here in Manly Beach. Manly's a very, very wealthy place, as is all of the coast. The peninsula, I call it. But we stayed here. I attended the kindergarten in Manly, and that would have been round about 72, about 1972 or something like that. From Manly, we decided we'd move up the peninsula, and so we stayed here and got a rented property in Newport Beach, which is also quite a beautiful place. There's some millionaires that live there, multi-millionaires. In fact, if I was to go back there now, I think the whole of the peninsula would be full of millionaires and hardly any normal people. So we got this property there, and we rented that for a little while. And then my dad decided that he didn't want to rent anymore, and so he was looking for a property up the coast. And we stayed here in Avalon Beach, and I went to Barrenjoey High School and finished off my secondary education, my high school education at Barrenjoey. And that's a story within a story, but I'm not getting into that now. But my school was on the beach. Literally, you'd come out the school gates and the beach was there. And so I used to leave my surfboard at my mate's house, which was just on the beach. Honestly, it was a crazy, beautiful place. So we became semi-professional surfers, me and me surfing friends, and we used to sometimes enter competitions and just travel up and down here. But I was also in the football team, football team. They call it soccer. I think Americans call it soccer. We call it football in the UK. I was a good footballer. I was leading goal scorer in my team 3 years in a row, and that was when I was playing for Narrabeen. And then from Narrabeen, when we moved to Avalon, I played for Avalon Beach Boys, and I was still a good footballer. I actually wanted to be a professional footballer, but didn't work out. So between surfing, football, skateboarding, I found time to go to the meetings. No, we did go to the meetings, and we were very much involved with the activities that were going on. Very much involved during 1975 when people were getting ready for the new system. Yeah, I've been through it all. Again, that's another story. Something else to talk about, maybe another time. But we used to have a little boat, and sometimes the congregation and the people that were very good at organising these recreational pursuits would say we're having a picnic. Sometimes a place called Bobbin Head, we'd have the picnic, or the basin. And from our boat here, we could just come across here to the picnic area, and we'd stay there all day. And so the brothers would drink Tooheys Draft, or KB, or whatever it is that the Australians used to drink. I think it were Tooheys most of them drunk. And the sisters would have their wine. And we'd all have a great time in moderation. There was never any trouble. The Barbies would be going, and we'd be there all day. And this was a really, really good thing. And I think this is how you really keep a congregation strong. If they've got brothers that are really good at organising recreational pursuits, it's likely to keep the congregation quite strong. It means that they're not going to look anywhere else. They're not going to go maybe nightclubbing and stuff like that and look for something else to, while away, or finding a pastime away from the Kingdom Hall. And the comradeship was also quite good. So I suppose what I'm trying to bring to the fore here is that our association, there are some very, very good memorable times that we've had with our former religion. It hasn't all been a thumbs down adventure, has it? It hasn't. Be honest, there has been a lot of ups. So I'm just being quite honest about this, that even though we've cut our association with them now, for whatever reason it is, can you recall in the past when you were fully fledged, fully immersed Jehovah's Witness, where you have actually been really happy with the association, really happy with the recreational pursuits that you were involved with along with the rest of the congregation? Have you, and can you cite some good times? Or would you say it's all been downhill? Can you remember also when you was going through the questions? I do. I was going through the questions in 1981. I got baptised around about 81, 82. Can't remember if it was 81 or whether it was 82, but anyway, that's as close as I can get to it. And I remember going through the questions, and I remember really digging deep in my heart and trying to ascertain whether this was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And at the time, the answer is yes. Yes, I wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness. I wanted to go through the questions. I dedicated my life to do that. I wanted to be one. And if you all set your hearts, you'll all be saying the same thing, because you'll not have been a Jehovah's Witness, you won't have been a ministerial servant or whatever position you had if you didn't want that. It wouldn't have happened. And the reason why I've never been an elder or a ministerial servant is because I didn't want it. I didn't mind going out pioneering. I didn't mind doing any of that. But I did not want the responsibility of having to sit and listen to personal conversations with people that are having a hard time. I used to give advice and encouragement anyway. I didn't have to do it in that kind of fashion. I just do it because it's in my personality to help people, and I would do it that way. I just didn't see why I'd have to reach out and have this badge of honour of being declared a ministerial servant or an elder, although they say that they're just the slaves of the congregation, but some of them wear it like a badge. You'll notice that. Not all, but quite a lot do. It's a badge of honour for them. So the reason for this video is just to say that yes, I remember some very remarkable and very upbeat and joyous times as a Jehovah's Witness. And when I think about some of the bad things that have occurred, it's actually quite few. Yeah, very few bad things have happened. Maybe I'm just one of the lucky ones that have kind of escaped all of that. Or do I just look for the good in people? I don't know. I try to. I try to look for the good in sort of everybody, no matter who they are. I reckon I would even try and look for the good in Hitler. If it was a a current thing, because I'm trying to see the good in Putin. I'm trying to see the good in this Ukraine war, and I can't. So that's a difficult one for me, because to me it's political. There's something's telling me that there was no need to have this war, but we got it. And the way the United States is behaving and the way most of the world is behaving, it just, I feel like I'm being brainwashed with it all. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to get political. I wanted just to be honest and say that I had a spiffing good time living in a millionaire's playground. Manly, Newport, Avalon Beach. Of course, we used to travel up here as well, up to Barrenjoey Lighthouse, and I used to take my camera up there because it's quite high up, and take pictures, and I could get some fantastic pictures of that stretch of coast there. Quite amazing, beautiful pictures, and I just couldn't afford to live there now. And I'd have to literally be a multi-millionaire to live there. Goodness knows what our house sold for when we eventually did sell it. I just know that we had to sell it at a loss to get back to England, because my dad's mother was dying at the time and he just wanted to be here. He didn't want to be in Australia if she died, so he sold our house at a loss. Probably it's worth about $1 million odd now, you know, because, you know, you pay more for where it is. You know, if your house is on a beach and it's in a sort of millionaire playground, you're going to pay quite a lot for that, barring the bricks and mortar. So that house that we had in Patrick Street, probably up to about $1 million now. Yeah, I would have thought so. Anyway, I digress again. So thanks for being with me, and I shall see you again all. Bye bye.